Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Chino's Comics and More. Again, my name is Chino. This is Manny.
What's up YouTube? Guys, don't forget to wet the subscribe button,
Hulk smash the like button.
Superman punch the notification bell.
And don't forget to share, guys.
Alright guys, make sure you stick to the end because we got two end credit scenes.
Alright guys. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chino's Comics and More. Today we have a special one that you guys have actually requested. This is a big heavyweight battle between CBCS and CGC.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay guys, so PGX, I threw a little bit of shade out there. I really don't own any PGX, to be honest with you guys. If you guys want to send me a PGX book, I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I'm always looking to add more to the collection. So if you want to send that AOK, is that what it's called? AOK?
Yeah, A-OK.
Yeah, send two of them. One for me, one for Manny.
Yeah. And really guys, what it is that I've never seen a PGX out in the wild. I know when I've looked online to even buy a book, typically it's either CGC or CBCS. So I guess that's why we're using these two heavyweight contenders for this fight.
These are two of the biggest companies. If you go back and you want to compare them just, as far as, volume and whatnot, these are the two biggest ones as far as slabbing books.
Yeah, so today what we're gonna do, guys, it's gonna be pretty cool. Now, we're not picking a side, we just wanna show just really our thoughts and opinions on each of the grading companies. So we have a few slabs. I think, some of these books you guys might have seen. I think some of these other books you probably haven't seen, but for a battle like this, for a fight like this, we needed to bring out some fire.
Yeah, so we brought nothing but heavyweight books.
Yeah.
You guys, it's a little early on that we're doing this, but I think it was the right timing. I think we've done a lot of other videos. So you guys are going to be spoiled today. You're going to see a lot of really cool, really badass books.
Yeah, and what we try to do too is we try to grab some books that are kind of similar in the case that it's probably the same book. Now, it might not have the same grade, but it's a little bit easier to compare when you kind of have almost the same book. It just makes it easier on the eyes. Plus, it's just pretty cool, man. I mean, you're going to see some pretty cool stuff here today, and I get started with this. So what you have here is you have a CBCS and you have a CGC. Now, you can tell they're somewhat similar in just the banner above it, which is kind of like a gold banner or a yellow banner. What does that mean?
Well, it means that these two books, someone will pay more money to get them signed.
Yeah, so that's really I guess what you can say where they're kind of alike. Now, if just by comparing each slab, just looking at them, the CGC looks like it has probably like a more clear finish, and it might be a little bit thicker to tell the truth, just the casing itself.
Yeah, and the yellow, maybe there's discoloration on this one, but the yellow on this one is a little bit brighter. So the gold stands out more than CBCS, but they're both yellow.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, both slabs present really well. One thing I can tell the difference is, I guess, is that the font looks to be a little bit darker on the CGC.
It does. It's a little bit bigger. It's more visible.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, CGC has been out there longer. And I don't think CBCS in general is trying to copy the font or anything like. They want to be, kind of stand out, but they're still kind of following the same guidelines. So they're still doing both on the signature series, yellow gold labels.
Yeah, and you know what? Now, to give my opinion on what this company, which is CBCS, could change. Now, if you see this idea come up on their end, they stole my idea. But what I would do to make it somewhat different, because they look similar, they do look similar, but that font, I would probably change to like a silver color. I think it would make it pop a little bit more, and it would really stand out. But that's just my opinion. Well, I don't know if you have any ideas on what you would change on this.
First off, we're gonna trademark that. So CBCS or CGC, if you use a silver or gray font, then you're gonna have to pay us some royalties.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty cool change that we could do. Now, maybe the actual lettering itself could grow a bit on the CBCS, even on the CGC, to tell the truth. It looks like really what stands out more is the gray. The gray looks like it's a little bit bigger on the CGC, that's fine. You can see the gray from a distance, but this guy's getting pretty old, man. He can't read some of them words, so they're a little too small, so they maybe up that font a little bit.
Yeah, they probably do have to, man, because I'm thinking this is a 50 from back here.
Yeah. Now, what this means is like Chino said, someone actually got this book signed and it was verified on site.
Correct.
Now, there is a difference, and only one company offers this difference. So we're gonna put these slabs down and we're gonna bring up the next one. X-Men 1, Daredevil 1. Now right off the bat, guys, you can tell there's a difference here too. Again, now I can't compare CGC to this one because there is a difference, and we'll get to it, but the one main difference here is that it's a red banner on the top. Now, what does that mean? Why would they have a red banner? Is it a defective slab?
No. I think this is where, again, we're not favoring any company, but this is where CBCS has a little bit of an upper hand on CGC, because what the red stands for is verified signatures. So they have a system that can verify signatures. So if they're not witnessed, because there's a lot of books out there in the wild that are signed, they've been signed for so many years, people weren't thinking of, slabbing them or even getting witnessed. Well, what that does, it eliminates you having to guess if it's a good signature, if it's just me putting Stan Lee on there or Manny trying to write, someone's name on there. This verifies it and this authenticates the signature.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because what this happens is kind of like Chino said. Let's say you have multiple signatures, and I think we'll have an example in a bit to show you with that. But let's say you try to get multiple signatures on one book, maybe the illustrator, maybe the writer, maybe even someone famous, whatever the case is. It'll be pretty hard to get 3 or 4 individuals to sign a book at the same time just to make sure that it's verified by a certain company. So let's say you do all this lead work and then you want to get it authenticated, or you want to get it slab because you want to preserve it. Boom, CBCS offers that solution right there for you. So I think that's pretty cool. Not only that, this red stands out, man. It looks really cool, especially especially on this X-Men 1 with the red font. Daredevil, it just makes sense. Red with Daredevil, come on. It's a given.
I think they were smart about the red on this. To me, red just pops out. To be honest with you, like Manny said, on these books with just red fonts and the red kind of header on here on the label, man, it just makes the book look even that much better.
Yeah, and again, my suggestion, the only thing I would change, the slab is nice. I'm not gonna lie. CGC and CBCS have really nice slabs. The only thing I would change, again, I'm going back to the font color. I would increase the font, make it a little bit bigger. I would make the number a little bit bolder, or maybe a little bit bigger itself. And again, I think that silver, I don't know why I'm stuck on it, but I think that silver will look really, really cool on this, man.
Yeah, it probably would. I mean, it does. If you go back and you look at the hologram, it kind of looks like a silver color to it. So it might, it might look good. Maybe we can just pop one open one day and just, change the silver font on there.
Yeah. So again, guys, this is just another alternative. So if any of you guys have any books that are signed, or you bought a book that's signed and you just really want to verify it, or you want to preserve it, this is going to be the company that can do it for you. Now, there's probably other companies that do it, but for this battle, we have CGC and CBCS.
Again, we have 2 really what I consider grails. They're both signed, verified signatures. And again, the red, it pops out.
Yeah, so the next challenge I think is going to be pretty cool, guys, because now we can compare 2 books that are really the same book, but different grade. And we're going to go actually to our more standard banner color, which is the blue. Now, when you see a blue label, typically it just means it's just an authenticated book from either company, CBCS or CGC. So the cool thing about this is that, it's the exact same book. Now, the one difference I do notice is that the CBCS slab looks like it got a little bit thicker. Why would it do that?
Well, I think that, people were complaining. I think the biggest complaints that we get from both companies, and if you guys go and watch other people's channels, is, they want to preserve the books and they want to make sure that encasing is nice and thick and just can handle, a beating. We clashed both of them. You guys didn't see it in the last one. We clashed both of them and they didn't pop open.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think with this book too, because it's a thicker book. This X-Men Giant Size #1 is a thicker book, so the casing has to get a little bit bigger to kind of accommodate the size of the book. But again, so now we're going to talk about each book. It looks like the color is almost the same on the banner, except that this one might have a little bit more darker blue in certain areas. And I think that kind of helps it pop, because looking at the CBCS slab, again, that black, it just feels like it's not dark enough, or just that color it doesn't pop as much. But you can see it, and it looks nice. I mean, the slabs present really well.
Yeah, they do, and again, I mean, these are two, popular books. We just happen to own them in CBCS and CGC. And again, just in comparison, there's not a lot of difference between, I mean, there has to be some differences in the encasing and on the font and stuff like that. But they're both blue labels. To me, I mean, I will be divided. If I had to choose one, that's what me and Manny said earlier. We're indifferent about this. To us, they're just both good companies, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave me a choice, of course, I'll probably go with the higher grade. But let's say both these books have the same exact grade, and if I saw it at my local comic book store or whatever the case is, and I'm trying to buy this book, I'm not gonna not buy this book because it has a certain company behind it. So I guess that kind of settles that.
Yeah, and I want to interject here a little bit. So I know some of you guys are gonna want to know. Well, you talk about, well, I like this company because their grading is done differently, and this company's. We're not talking about how they do grading. We're basically talking about how the encasing looks, how the fonts look in comparison between both companies. Basically, the enclosure behind your books. That's all we're talking about. We're not going to sit here and say, well, this company messed up here and this company messed up on a grade here.
Yeah.
We're not about that, man. They have a job just like we do. We're not perfect on our jobs. So, I can't tell someone how to do a job that I don't know how to do.
Yeah, and again, I mean, the slabs, they look really nice. They're both thick. They both seem like they're pretty sturdy. I think if they fell off the table, I think they'll be fine as long as they don't fall into maybe some concrete or whatever the case is. I think they might survive it. But we're not doing a drop test here, guys. No, this isn't this kind of show.
You want to see drop test? Go look at the iPhone drop test.
All right, guys. The last batch of books that we have is the certified blue label. Pretty common label. I think everybody's pretty familiar with that label itself. But I want to show you guys a few differences. Start this one off. This one here is kind of special in a way because this one actually was a raw copy, and we actually took this one to CBCS, got it certified, came back a 4.0. This one, I was all up in it, man. Flipped the pages, read it once or twice.
That's the reason I got 4.0.
That's probably why I got a 4.0. Now the next one here, this one here is even more special because this one, in reality, there's a sad story behind it, but a really cool story afterwards. But I want to say that this is the one that started it all. This was really one of my first grails. And as you can see, it's an older CGC label. It's not like the modern one. On the back of it, there's some literature, whatever the case is. And it's kind of faded a bit in the front, but it's an older label, so it just makes sense.
And the next one here, again, same blue label. This is the new encasing with CGC, so this is a newer label. So you have all the new stuff on here. You have the bigger font.
Yeah.
For you older guys, you can see it better. The little hologram, I think it looks a little bit different too. I think there's a bubble on this one. I'm gonna take it back, send it back to those guys. But again, this is a higher grade. The reason I bought this one was because the way I figured is I want to have a good copy of this book. This book is always going up in price. It's considered a grail, a modern age grail in the Bronze Age. This is two very popular characters, and basically, I assumed, or like I told Manny, I'm like, we have, quite a few of these. We can always end up, parting ways with one, or even maybe trading one of these for something else. So again, this is 7.5. This is the only difference between this one and even the newer label of the CBCS is that this one here is a little bit thicker. From what I can tell, it's just a little bit more thicker.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to compare these three, the first two, CBCS and older CGC, it's about almost the same size. I guess the casing's almost the same size, and the clarity I think is a little better on the CBCS and the new CGC.
And this is also another recent pickup. Now, typically, this is the oddball one here. You guys can probably see this is a green label. This is a qualified grade. What that stands for with CGC is that it's missing something. But the cool thing about this one is that this one also has the yellow on there. So if you guys, kept up, the yellow means that They verified someone, a representative from CGC verified signature. The cool thing about this one is that it's triple sig. So I know a lot of you guys might just frown upon like, oh man, it's it's missing something. But me and Manny agree that because of the signatures,
Yeah.
that kind of outweighs the kind of like the missing page that is missing. You have, it's signed by Lin Wayne, Stan Lee, and Roy Thomas. And the guy that got this signed, the previous owner, had to have someone witness this. So
Yeah.
he did all the legwork. So again, another really cool Hulk 181 6.0. And again, the only difference here is that, it has that green on top. And in reality, the green looks good here because it kind of to me, it represents a Hulk.
But this is really the only oddball that we have. We don't have a purple label, so we really can't compare that. Which purple really stands for like a restoration or a modification on a book. But since we don't have one, we really can't speak too much about it.
Now, if you want us to do one with the purple label, I will take a Batman 1. I will take an Action Comics #1. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to send me an All-Star #8, take that one too.
Yeah, we'll gladly take that one. We can review it for you guys too.
Yeah, I'll review it. Those are the kind of books you want in purple label.
Yeah. If any, right?
Yeah. So basically, I think that's it. Besides all that, I think to just kind of end this, again, I don't think there's a winner. What do you think?
No, I don't think so either, man. I think I will take either one. If I saw it at a store and I'm just trying to buy the book itself, I'm not gonna let it sit there.
Let's tune in to see a knockout. You're gonna be a little disappointed. There's not a clear winner. In our opinion, there's not. Again, the only thing I can say about both companies is that they're very reputable. They're good companies. These are probably what you see more out there when you're shopping around.
Yeah.
Right now, the current moment, again, has nothing to do with the company itself, grading wise or whatever the case is. We're from Houston. CBCS is in Dallas. We have work out there in Dallas. So for me, for the current moment, it's just easier for me to go drive out there if I'm going to work, take a whole bunch of books, drop them off, save money on the shipping. Don't have to worry about them getting lost, no insurance. Drop them off, and then I pick them up. So I think that's a plus side on our end benefit of using CBCS, but it has nothing to do with the encasing or anything else. And I guess that's it, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and these two, and we'll go to sleep with these two bad boys tonight.
Guess someone's getting a threesome tonight.
All right.
We're out.
Wow, the Punisher season was the shit.
I want to read this.